what does forgiveness look like? So I know that it is easy to say, oh yeah, I forgive you, if a friend does something wrong or a family member does something wrong, and the words are pretty much easy to say, but what does it mean to actually forgive? Like, hook, line, and sinker forgive. Like, yes, I really do, and we're going to forget about it, and we're going to go on our way. Here's the thing. Being a mindfulness coach, it's very easy to be able to counsel and advise you must forgive. And I do believe that you must forgive. Because I think if you don't, it's just going to eat you up inside until you're suffering more than the person that did you wrong. But I'm also realistic. And as a human being, do we forgive? From the bottom of your heart and soul, do you forgive? So, here's my opinion. I think there's always that part of us that remembers. So, is that bad? Well, I don't really believe in everything is good or everything is bad. I think living in the black and white is just not realistic. And our human existence is definitely shades of gray. I do believe, however, that there is such thing as healthy boundaries. Let's say that there's a person in your life that is continually, time after time after time after time after time, doing something to upset you. Well, it's great to have a conversation. Hey, you are doing this and it's upsetting me. If their behavior doesn't change, then you as a human being should set up some healthy boundaries. Maybe you don't hang out with that person as much. Maybe you don't engage with that person as much. But definitely setting up some healthy boundaries is respectful. You've been honest. You've requested. You've said, when you behave in this manner, I feel like this. So it's not like you're throwing something on them. You know, if we're going up to somebody and accusing them time and time again of doing something to hurt you, well, that's just as bad as the person that's hurting. But when you're honest and say, look, when you act in a certain way, it makes me feel like this, then we're being honest, not accusatorial. If someone's always been kind, sweet, caring, and considerate, and they've always been a good friend and they mess up once or twice, is it worth ending a friendship? I don't know. Only you can be the judge of that. But forgiving is important. Setting up healthy boundaries is important too. I've never been one of an advocate that says you need to be a carpet and have people walk all over you. It is absolutely okay to have distance or to set up boundaries if somebody is being hurtful or someone isn't being a good friend. But I also do believe that it is so important to have that healthy conversation. Not yelling and screaming at the person, you did this to me. Nah. But when you act in a certain way, it makes me feel however it makes you feel. And I do believe that it is important, but I also believe that as human beings, our memories are quite long. And it might take some time before we actually truly forgive. And if somebody does change their behavior, or they do show remorse if they messed up once or twice, and they truly don't do it again, but learn, I don't see any reason that over time, our memory becomes less and less acute. But I have a bigger question, because forgiveness is so important, and usually when we think about forgiveness, we think about it when it comes to a friend or a family member. But what about forgiving oneself? Some of you might be thinking in your head right now, well, of course I forgive myself, but I don't do anything wrong. Well, we all do. But I'm not saying about forgiving myself for doing something wrong to another person. That, of course, if we own it, we acknowledge it, we try and make up for it, we change our behavior due to it, Yes, we should absolutely be forgiving ourselves because that is important. But what about forgiving ourselves for actions to ourselves? We've been working for quite a while now about being one's own best friend. Well, when was the last time you promised yourself that you were going to do something and didn't come through? How about I promised myself I'd go to the gym 5 times a week, and I just didn't do it. I mean, one excuse after another, and every excuse was absolutely perfect and flawless, but I still, bottom line, did not do it. Or that I was going to make more time for myself. Whether that is going to the gym 5 times a week, or whether that is doing something different. Or I'm going to eat better. I'm going to eat better, I promise. I'll start that new way of eating healthier on Monday. Oh, but a month later, yeah, it's just been so hard, work has been so much, or school's been so much, and oh gosh, I just didn't get around to it, but I'm going to start. Now imagine, let's say that you and your BFF had a plan to go to the gym 5 times a week together, and that BFF didn't do it. Every single time you called and said, hey, I'm picking you up, or on our way to the gym, they had an excuse. And after a couple of weeks, you just learned to go to the gym on your own without your BFF. And then your BFF's like, hey, oh my God, I really want to get to the gym with you. I know I promised, but what are you going to say in your head? Yeah, you promised, you always promise, but you never come through. I'm just not going to believe your promises anymore. We've all had something like that happen to us with a friend. But think how many times in your life you've done that to yourself. What do? How do you forgive? How do you move forward? Because you and I both know you wouldn't be so forgiving to your friend. My gut is telling me that deep down inside, you're probably not so forgiving to yourself either. So, clean slate time. This meditation is going to bring us on a journey to clean the slate, to have a chat with yourself, to acknowledge to yourself, I know I haven't been the best friend that I can be. I'm sorry. And I know that I'm going to make it up to myself. Great conversation. And as we did last week, I'm going to have some of our water sounds going as we're outside here on a gorgeous sunny day in South Florida. It'll be peaceful and nice. And you get to have an incredible conversation of forgiveness with yourself. So find that nice, comfortable position because that is important. And again, it could be sitting up, it could be lying down, as long as your spine is straight. And again, if it is nighttime, or you are really exhausted and it's during the daytime, or as you're just waking up, it's important to maybe at this point, sit up. And whatever position is comfortable, but just breathe in and out through your nose. With each breath, you're becoming more and more relaxed. And when you're ready, close your eyes or have a soft focus. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Let your stomach expand and hold it. And exhale through your mouth, letting your stomach flatten. Let's do that again. Let's take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Let your stomach expand and hold it. And exhale through your mouth, letting your stomach flatten. And as you continue to breathe, you become more and more relaxed, and we go inward. To whatever place you feel most safe and secure, to whatever place you like to go when you're by yourself. That might be your bedroom, that might be outside. It might be on the pool, the beach, the mountains, in space. But wherever it is that you really like to be alone, where is that place? And imagine it. The colors, the smells, the feels. And you know who's waiting for you? You. And as you start your conversation, remember these words. When you, I feel. This is not the time to accuse, because we don't do that. But acknowledging your feelings is so important. When you, I feel. So as you finish your conversation, it's a clean slate. Most important thing is to give yourself a hug. And as we promise to do better with ourself, my advice is to always start small. Make a promise to yourself you know you can keep, you know will be easy to keep. And start there as we continue to build trust with ourselves every day. And as you continue to give a nice hug, the area that you are in starts to fade. And you start to come back to the physical place where you are. And as you continue to breathe and wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, we take a nice deep breath in through our nose, let our stomach expand and hold it. And exhale through our mouth, letting our stomach flatten. And with each breath, we become more and more into our physical body, more and more grounded and more ready to face the day. So if this is something you're doing in the morning, you are bright, connected, excited, and with positive spirits to face the rest of your day. If this is something you're doing at nighttime, you're feeling more at peace and relaxed, ready to have the best night's sleep with positive dreams. And next week is a very special meditation, almost a culminating meditation. Since we've been working and since the meditation on loneliness, we've been doing a lot with ourselves, a lot of work with ourselves. Join me next week. I'm excited as we start a new journey with ourselves, with the world, with everyone around us. Something new and exciting. So I look forward to seeing you guys then. Welcome back, and have a great week.